The sound of screeching tires and a child's scream cut through the humid Georgia air. "Please! Somebody help my mama!" A little black girl, no older than 8, sprinted barefoot across the cracked asphalt of a diner parking lot, her braids flying wildly, tears streaking her cheeks. Her pink t-shirt was dirty, and her small hands trembled as she ran straight toward a group of rough-looking bikers huddled beside their Harley-Davidsons. At first, they froze, a mix of confusion and disbelief. Leather jackets, tattoos, long beards, and mirrored sunglasses, they looked like the kind of men people avoided. But in that moment, the tough image shattered as one of them, a burly white man named Reed, stepped forward. "Hey, slow down, sweetheart," he said, kneeling. "What's going on?" The girl was shaking so hard she could barely speak. They hurt my mama," she sobbed. 2 men in the alley by the store. They're yelling at her. "Please help!" Reed looked at his crew, a half-circle of hardened bikers, and without another word, they moved. Engines roared to life, boots hit pavement, and within seconds, the group tore out of the parking lot, following the little girl who ran ahead like a spark in the wind. When they turned the corner, they saw it, a narrow alley behind a grocery store. A black woman around 30 was pinned against a wall by 2 men. One was yelling, his words slurred and ugly. "You people think you can take our jobs?" Reed didn't let him finish. "Hey!" he roared, jumping off his bike. His boots hit the ground like thunder. The other bikers followed, a wall of leather and muscle. The 2 men froze, their bravado evaporating. "Well, we were just... walk away," Reed growled. "Now!" The men stumbled backward and ran. Silence followed, heavy and sharp. The woman slid down the wall, gasping. Her daughter rushed to her side, wrapping her little arms around her. Mama, you okay?" The woman, Keisha, as she later introduced herself, could barely nod. Her lip was bleeding, her blouse torn. But when she looked up at the bikers, she saw something she didn't expect. Not pity, not disgust. Just concern. Reed knelt beside her, his voice gentle. "You safe now, ma'am. Let us help you." They brought Keisha and her daughter, Nyla, back to the diner. The waitress, an older woman with kind eyes, rushed out with towels and a glass of water. People in the diner peered through the windows, whispering, their curiosity tinged with surprise. A group of bikers sitting with a frightened black woman and her child wasn't something you saw every day in that town. Keisha winced as she dabbed her lip. "Thank you," she whispered. "I didn't know who else to run to." Reed shrugged. "You picked the right crowd today." One of the bikers, a tall man with a scar across his cheek, smiled softly at Nyla. "You were brave, little one. Most grown-ups freeze when they're scared. You didn't." Nyla gave a shy smile, clutching her mother's hand. "I just knew somebody would help." Over plates of fries and cold sodas, Keisha told them what happened. She and Nyla had stopped at the grocery store after Keisha's shift at the nursing home. 2 men followed them out, yelling slurs, accusing her of stealing. When she tried to walk away, they cornered her. Reed's jaw tightened. "People still doing this kind of garbage," he muttered. Another biker, an older man named Hank, nodded. "We've all seen hate, but there's no excuse for standing by and doing nothing." Keisha looked at them carefully. These men covered in tattoos, their vests marked with skulls and flames, and felt a strange mix of awe and confusion. "You're not what I expected," she said quietly. Reed smiled a little sadly. "Most folks think we're trouble. Maybe we were once. But you learn after a while that everyone's fighting their own kind of battle." Later that evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the bikers escorted Keisha and Nyla home. Their engines rumbled softly, a line of guardians cutting through the dusky light. When they reached Keisha's small apartment complex, Reed parked his bike and handed her a card. "Call if you ever need anything," he said. "You're not alone out here." Keisha took the card with trembling hands. "Thank you." "I won't forget what you did today," he smiled faintly. "Just promise me one thing. Don't lose faith in people. Sometimes the world surprises you." A week later, Keisha returned to the diner, this time not as a victim, but as a guest. She found the same group of bikers sitting in their usual booth, laughing over coffee. When she walked in, the laughter quieted. Reed looked up, grinning. "Well, look who's here." She smiled and set a box of homemade muffins on their table. "For all of you," she said. "Just a small thank you." The men exchanged glances, smiling like kids caught doing something good. Then Reed asked softly, "How's Nyla doing?" "She's better," Keisha said. "She keeps telling everyone how the motorcycle heroes saved her mama." Everyone laughed. But then the mood grew quiet. Keisha took a deep breath. "I've faced hate my whole life. Usually it comes from people who look just like you. White men who see my skin before they see me. But that day, you all reminded me that compassion doesn't come with a color." Reed looked down, his voice low. "We don't always get it right either. But that little girl, she looked at us like we mattered. Made us want to be the kind of men she believed we were." Months passed, but the story didn't fade. Someone at the diner had filmed the moment the bikers escorted Keisha home. The video went viral. Millions of views. Thousands of comments praising their bravery. "The roughest men with the kindest hearts," one comment read. "Proof that love can come from anywhere," another said. Keisha read every comment with tears in her eyes. Nyla, sitting beside her, grinned. "See, Mama? Told you people would care." She hugged her daughter tightly. "You were right, baby. You always were." A few weeks later, the bikers invited Keisha and Nyla to their annual charity ride, a fundraiser for local families in need. When they arrived, Keisha saw dozens of bikers. Black and white, riding side by side, the rumble of their engines echoing like a heartbeat of unity. As Reed helped Nyla climb onto a small bike for photos, Keisha whispered, "You've done more than save us." "You've changed how people see each other," Reed smiled. "Maybe, but truth is you and Nyla changed us first." That night, Keisha wrote a post that spread across social media. "A week ago, I thought hate ruled the world. Then a little girl ran to a group of men everyone warned her to fear, and they proved humanity still exists. Don't judge people by how they look. You never know whose heart will be the one to save you." The post went viral, too. In a world divided by color and fear, a small act of courage, and a child's unshaken faith, had reminded everyone of something simple and profound. Goodness doesn't always wear a friendly face. Sometimes it wears leather, carries scars, and rides a Harley.